Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is demanding that Senator Mitch McConnell give the public a clear update on his health, as speculation swirls following the senator's hospitalization last month. McConnell, who is 84, has been in the hospital since June 14, when medics were called to his Washington address to respond to a report of an unconscious individual. A worker at the scene later told a supervisor over emergency radio that CPR was, quote, in progress. Since then, McConnell's staff have not disclosed what caused the hospitalization or what treatment he's receiving. On Tuesday, several of his fellow Republicans said they'd each spoken with him for about 20 minutes, but details about his condition remain scarce. In a letter sent Wednesday, Beshear, a Democrat, told McConnell that Kentucky residents have grown, quote, increasingly concerned over the state of your health and well-being and ability to hold office. He added that public officials have a responsibility to be transparent with their constituents, writing that this requires clear communication about one's ability to serve. McConnell has said he plans to retire when his term ends in January. Beshear, now in his second term as governor of a state that leans heavily toward President Trump, has become an increasingly prominent figure in the Democratic Party, and he's widely seen as a likely candidate for president in 2028. The senator's absence has also revived attention to a 2021 Kentucky law that changed the process for filling a vacant U.S. Senate seat. Instead of giving the governor free rein to name a successor, the law requires the pick to come from a list of 3 names chosen by the state executive committee of the departing senator's party. If a vacancy opens more than 3 months before the next election, a special election would then be held to fill out the remainder of the term. Beshear had vetoed that law at the time, arguing it improperly restricted the governor's constitutional power to fill vacancies, but the Republican-controlled legislature overrode his veto. That provision has never actually been tested. This hospitalization is just the latest in a series of health setbacks for the senator. He was hospitalized for about a week in February with flu-like symptoms, and in 2023 he suffered a concussion after a serious fall, which led to hospitalization and a stint at an inpatient rehabilitation center. In recent months, he had been using a wheelchair to get from his office to the Capitol, though in the days just before this latest hospitalization, he had been able to walk on his own. For now, McConnell's office has stayed quiet, and the questions from Kentucky's governor only add to the pressure for answers. That's the story. Thanks for listening.